It's 6 a.m. Your alarm starts going off. Buzz, buzz, buzz. It won't stop. You feel so tired that it's making you feel sick. You do not want to get out of bed because you have just crawled in it about 5 hours ago. Welcome to my life. Raise your hand if you have ever fallen asleep in class. Now raise your hand if you have ever feel like you are about to fall asleep on your way to class or work. These are only two of the reasons why school students' start time should be pushed back. Adults only need around 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night to get a full night's sleep, while growing teens need about 8 or 9 hours per night. Some teens, however, are only getting about 6 or 7 hours per night, and in some cases, teens are getting less than that. Right now, high school students usually start around 7:30 a.m., while elementary and middle school children are starting about an hour later than that, around 8:30 and sometimes even as late as 9. If the school start times were based upon sleep cycles, they would make these schedules reverse. Elementary and middle school kids, first of all, usually have a bedtime. Second, they do not have as much of a homework load as high school students. Therefore, they don't need any reason to stay up late. Third, they are children, so therefore they are much more flexible to changing school and sleep schedules. And fourth, you should start your school career starting earlier, then once you're older, be able to sleep that extra hour, since a higher level of education requires more work and more stress. Sleep deprivation is a serious health issue that can be completely preventable. With a later start time, students would then have more time at night to finish their homework. They would be less stressed about not having enough time in the day. They would be able to sleep in later, which then changes the fact of how tired they are throughout the day. A full 8 or more hours would increase alertness in teens, reducing the risk of car accidents, and would improve attendance, grades, and even enrollment rates. Dr. Kyla Wallstrom from the University of Minnesota did a study after the Minneapolis Public School District pushed their start time from 7:15 to 8:40. Dr. Wallstrom concluded that by pushing the start time back just over an hour caused all the changes I've already talked about. Not only did it improve daytime alertness, attendance, enrollment rates, and grades, but it decreased the amount of reported student depression. As you can see, not only does making a later start time help the students academically, but it can also improve their health. The school administration, however, doesn't like this idea because they worry about changing things such as bus routes, time of after-school activities and practices, and also they worry it may affect parents' daily routine schedule. All these things seem like such a small task to change when talking about the health of teenagers and the success of my generation. All these negatives are things that we can easily work around. When bringing up this topic, parents and school administration think students are looking for excuses or reasons to be lazy. But in reality, after all I have talked about during my speech, it is clear that the amount of sleep teenagers get really affects their health and their life. By pushing back the school start time an hour or longer, students will be more alert during the day. They will pay attention more in class. Rather than taking naps and missing the lesson, they will be well rested and attentive throughout the whole day. They will grasp in more information and be able to understand and complete homework assignments, creating better test scores and overall grades. They will have more free time to spend with friends, family, play sports, do community service, or work. There will be less car accidents due to people falling asleep at the wheel or the lack of carelessness due to tiredness. Also, the reduced amount of obese teens because overeating can be caused from a lack of sleep or too much stress. In conclusion, as you can see, there really is no harm to pushing the school start time back. Only good things can come from this. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my speech.